I am Mahfouz, and this is the story of how Jesus tested me in a way I never saw coming. It all started on a Sunday morning. The sky was soft with gold, birds singing like they were whispering secrets to the wind. I was walking out of my small cabin tucked into the woods of Tennessee, miles away from any town or neighbor. I'd left the noise of the world behind 2 years ago, chasing peace, chasing God, but mostly trying to outrun my own pain. You see, I wasn't always a man of faith. Back in the day, I used to live fast city lights, money, fame. I was a real estate broker in Houston, always chasing the next deal, the next high, until one winter night, my car skidded off a highway in the pouring rain. I should have died, but I didn't, and as I lay there upside down in that car, blood dripping down my forehead, I saw something, a man in white, eyes like fire, a voice that didn't echo in my ears, but deep in my chest. I'm not done with you yet. It was Jesus. From that day forward, I gave it all up, sold my car, quit my job, packed one bag, and moved into the wild. That brings us back to that Sunday. I stepped onto my porch with coffee in hand, thanking the Lord for another quiet morning. But right then, heard a knock. Now, that might sound normal to you, but remember, I live 30 miles from the nearest road. No one knocks here. I opened the door. A boy, barefoot, about 10 years old, mud on his face. He looked up at me with eyes that didn't blink, and in a voice I'll never forget, he said, "This is your final test of faith." Then he turned and ran into the woods. I stood there, frozen. I didn't know what to think. Was he real? A spirit? A sign? I grabbed my boots, coat, and flashlight, and took off after him. I must have chased that boy for hours through briars, rivers, and slopes, but every time I got close, he vanished just ahead. Right as dusk fell, I lost him completely. And that's when I found it. An old church, wooden, broken, looked like it had been abandoned for 50 years. The steeple was snapped in half. The door hung crooked on its hinges, but inside, there was a single candle burning on the altar. I stepped in, heart pounding, whispering prayers under my breath. Then I saw her, a woman curled up in the corner, pale, bruised, weak. She looked up at me with terror in her eyes. "Please," she whispered, "help me." That moment, I knew. This was the test. Not the boy, the church, not the chase. This woman, lost, hurt, forgotten by the world, she was my test. I carried her back to my cabin, called for help, fed her. She hadn't eaten in days. Turned out she'd escaped from a human trafficking ring, been on the run. Nobody knew where she was, but Jesus did. He sent a boy, he lit the candle, he built the path, and he chose me to walk it. Today, she's safe, living with a family in Memphis, and me, I still live in the woods, still listening, still waiting. Because I know one thing for sure, faith doesn't always come with answers. Sometimes, it comes with questions. Sometimes, it comes with a knock. And when it does, you better be ready to answer.